What's up, everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, here to give you a betting preview for the March Madness Sweet 16 game we have on the screen here between Tennessee and FAU, Florida Atlantic. Going to be a pretty interesting game we have here, with Tennessee coming here after a huge victory over Duke in their second round matchup, with Florida Atlantic surviving a scare in the first round against Memphis, and then surviving another scare and pulling it out against Fairleigh Dickinson, the 16 seed, in their second round matchup. What I'm doing here is using OddsJam to line shop to see where we can find some value. And the page you see on the screen here is completely free to access. All you need to do, just go to oddsjam.com, sports, March Madness, click the game you're interested in, and it pulls up everything that you see on the screen here. So for those of you watching, before I get into it, would appreciate if you would like, comment, and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. And then, of course, if you want to find me on social media, where I post a bunch of plays as well. Not everything makes it into a YouTube video. You can at my Twitter handle, Jedi Modi. So looking at this game here, not a surprise that Tennessee is the pretty heavy favorite. Like I said, they are coming off of the very impressive victory against Duke in the second round, while FAU wasn't really tested at all. Granted, Fairleigh Dickinson obviously beat a 16 seed, so some impressive play there, but Florida Atlantic beating a 16 seed is not quite as impressive as Tennessee beating Duke. And Tennessee, while they had struggled a little bit to end the season, they rate pretty highly according to like advanced stats, especially on defense. So I could see this being a game where Florida Atlantic has a tough time scoring. Looking at the odds here, the money line for Tennessee is best offered, it looks like, on FanDuel at minus 235. Circa has them at minus 218, but Circa is a sharp sportsbook that we use almost as a book to set lines, whereas the Florida Atlantic money line looks to be best offered at plus 205 at Bet365 and at BetRivers. What's more interesting here, and where I found a really good play, is on the spread. So what we see on the page here is the main line for the point spread offered between every single sportsbook. Now we see majority of books have this at Tennessee minus 5.5, right? Pretty much every single sportsbook except for two. Circa has it at Tennessee minus 5 at minus 110 each way, so not favoring a side. And then we see FanDuel clearly down from the rest of the market, pricing this at Tennessee minus 4.5. Granted, they do have it at minus 120 odds, so they're juicing it a little bit in favor of Tennessee, but that's still a pretty massive gap and a pretty massive outlier on Tennessee minus 4.5, which makes this, long story short, a really awesome betting opportunity. And that's what we are going to be riding with, is Tennessee minus 4.5. I mentioned that the majority of books have this at 5.5. Not only that, I mentioned that there are sharp sports books that we want to look for. There are four main ones: Pinnacle, Circa, Bookmaker, and BetOnline. Now, I already mentioned Circa, which has it at minus 5. That's still good in our favor, right? They still have it a half point higher than what we got it at. But look at BetOnline. Not only do they have the spread at Tennessee minus 5.5, but they favor Tennessee at that number as well. They have Tennessee at minus 115. They have the FAU side at minus 105. So you see that the more expensive number, the higher number, is on the Tennessee side, which is BetOnline telling you that they think Tennessee is more likely to cover the 5.5 point spread. Again, a full point higher than what we got it at. Same exact odds for Bookmaker. They have this at Tennessee minus 5.5, and they favor Tennessee at that number. On the Pinnacle side, they also have it at 5.5. Granted, they favor FAU at that number, but it's still a full point higher than what we got it at. So they still have their main line at Tennessee minus 5.5. So really, no matter how you slice it, really good value on Tennessee minus 4.5. So I think this makes sense for a ton of reasons. Looking at the matchup, I think it makes sense. But then, of course, just looking at the value, which is the most important thing, I think it makes a ton of sense as well. So I absolutely love Tennessee -4.5. I think there's some really, really good value on it. So I definitely recommend locking it in. I have myself, and that's going to be it. So if you are tailing me on this Tennessee play, comment and let me know. Other than that, please remember, like, subscribe, as I mentioned, hit me up on social media, and enjoy the games. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.